Today on the CTV News at 5, a new lead in the search for a Fort Macleod couple. Plus, more delays for a city charity as the Catholic Bishop of Calgary is appealing a court decision. And a Lethbridge community leader receives one of Canada's highest honors.
CTV News with Jackie Scantlebury.
Good afternoon. RCMP and search and rescue teams are combing the Fernie area today as the search continues for a southern Alberta couple who went missing over the weekend. Jacob and Anya Osterwich left Saturday morning for a day trip to the Fernie area, but they failed to return home. Today, a new lead. Searchers are reporting that there was a credit card transaction Saturday afternoon at the subway in Fernie. Family members say waiting for news is difficult, but they aren't giving up hope. As Terry Boat reports, they're also given strength by an overwhelming show of support from the community and people around the world.
Such a strong girl.
Boss Montalban has had 2 hours sleep in the last 36 hours, arriving Monday night from Holland to be with his nieces and nephews. Montalban, a trained counselor, says he made a sudden decision Friday to quit his job, and only hours later learned that the children's parents, Jacob and Anya Osterwich, had failed to return from a day trip to the Fernie area.
And I really feel that for me personally that God kind of managed this way so that I was able to come here. I mean, I have my own family and responsibilities back home, but due that I quit my job, I was able to come here for a couple of weeks and, try to work things out for the family.
The Osterwichs have 7 children, ranging in age from 6 to 22. One of their daughters was in Holland but flew back with Montalban after learning that her parents had gone missing. The family has only been in Canada for a year and a half, and they've been overwhelmed by the outpouring of support from the community. A Facebook page searching for Osterwichs grew to nearly 6,000 members in the first 14 hours.
It's hard just to wait and that you don't know yet, but you know what, everybody's praying and we notice that because we get a lot of strength.
We still trust in God for a miracle. That's we know He can work miracles, and we're just trusting Him.
The organized search, which has extended across southern Alberta, is now focusing on the Fernie area, and there's a lead, a credit card transaction at the Fernie subway on Saturday afternoon. Friends say the couple were on a day trip and may be ill-prepared for spending days in the backcountry. But RCMP say Anya is a nurse, and it's believed they did have a first aid kit and snacks in the vehicle.
I think we all feel the same way as the sooner we find somebody that's in the mountains, the better. However, you've seen the strength of the daughters. You can't imagine how strong the parents must be.
Family members say they're extremely grateful for everything police, searchers, and the public are doing to help. Friends vow those efforts will continue until the couple has been found. Terry Vogt, CTV News, Fort Macleod.
The Fort Macleod Alliance Church has been holding informal prayer sessions, and they've also been helping with publicity and taking donations for the family. A little unstable today, Dory, and tomorrow, but you do say that we could be up to 19 degrees on the weekend?
I know, and it could be 21 degrees as we head into Monday. The temperatures are going to start climbing as we hit the mark on Thursday. That's the real day where we start to clear out, start to get the sunshine back, and things start warming up for the weekend. So stay tuned. I got all the much warmer details coming up.
Thank you, Dory. Well, another day, another controversy for the Wild Rose Party. A candidate for the party in Calgary is now apologizing for suggesting that he has an advantage because he is white. Ron Leach, who is running in the riding of Calgary Greenway, told a radio audience that he has an advantage because he's a white man, and here's what Leach said Sunday night. I think as a Caucasian, I have an advantage when different community leaders, such as a Sikh leader or a Muslim leader speaks, they really speak to their own people in many ways. Now, as a Caucasian, I believe that I can speak to all the community. Here's what Leach is saying today.
These men all here know me very well, and they know that I have a real heart for the people and to serve in the community, and I apologize if there was something that said that seemed to indicate anything different than my intent. which is completely to let you know I have a great love for all the nations.
Wild Rose leader Danielle Smith says that she supports Leach and it's important that the comment be taken in context. And for the second time in the campaign, former Premier Peter Lougheed was not able to make a planned appearance with Alison Redford. The PC leader met with voters at a Southwest Calgary shop this morning. She had been scheduled to appear with Lougheed this afternoon, but that has since been taken off Redford's calendar. On CTV last week, Lougheed endorsed Redford. He was scheduled to appear with her over the weekend as well, but cancelled due to a family matter. Well, again, tonight and tomorrow night, voters in the Little Bow riding will get a chance to hear from their candidates. Tonight, an election forum is being held at the Vauxhall Legion Hall from 7 until 9. And tomorrow night, the last forum for the riding will be held in Vulcan at the Prairie View Elementary School starting at 7. The Catholic Bishop of Calgary is appealing a decision that gave Catholic Charities title to its buildings in Lethbridge. The Court of Queen's Bench ruled earlier this year the Catholic Charities Closed Bank was a separate legal entity from the church and that the diocese should transfer title to the properties within 30 days. But the appeal means that the transfer could be delayed for up to a year. The Catholic Charities employs nearly 25 people at its 3 locations and processing plant. Local board members say they need title to their properties in order to qualify for some refinancing and need to restructure in order to keep the operation financially viable. Southern Alberta sugar beet growers have reached a deal with Lantic, the company that operates the Tabor Sugar Refinery, and it means the growers will start planting this week. There are over 200 sugar beet growers in Southern Alberta. Lantic plans to contract out about 30,000 acres this year. But the president of the Growers Marketing Board says some producers may opt out of growing beets. The farmers were seeking a new deal to help offset rising input costs and other expenses.
They've been coming into the office here and picking up their quota certificates and then, following up, going over to Lantic and picking up their seed. And as far as I know, there's some beets that have already been planted. So the process has begun, for this year's crop.
The deal was reached over the weekend with the help of a mediator. Some sugar beet growers are still opting out, while others say the deal will give them more stability and security. Well, an amazing story is coming out of the pain and suffering from the genocide in Rwanda. It's about bitter enemies getting together to produce great coffee. Hutu and Tutsi women have joined forces in order to grow coffee in the war-torn country. Women from the 2 tribes are putting aside their differences in order to rebuild their families and their communities. The result is a fair trade coffee called Rwanda Feminino. Cupper's Coffee in Lethbridge is launching the brand next week.
The Cafe Feminino Foundation has brought together members of both tribes, Hutu and Tutsi, women specifically. And on the 28th, we're going to be having a grand launch of our Rwandan Cafe Feminino, which is an exceptional coffee.
And you can sample that exceptional coffee at Cupper's Saturday, April the 28th. A Lethbridge community leader who has used his expertise in karate to help countless individuals received one of Canada's highest honors today. Yoshitaka Kinjo was given a Caring Canadian Award in Ottawa from Canada's Governor General David Johnston.
Yoshitaka Kinjo is a master of the art of karate and for 30 years has used this talent to benefit his community. He has hosted karate demonstrations in support of the Lung Association, the Multiple Sclerosis Society of Canada, and the Heart and Stroke Foundation. He has also taught courses tailored to individuals living with illness, such as fibromyalgia, depression, or mobility impairment. With perseverance and patience, he has helped hundreds of people improve their physical health and mental well-being. Mr. Kinjo.
Kinjo, who is a 9th degree black belt, is known as a true teacher by his students. 28 volunteers are receiving the award as part of National Volunteer Week. Well, many Southern Alberta farmers and ranchers are taking steps to maintain the landscape and create healthy wildlife habitat. And now some of those success stories are being captured and shared at conferences as well as over the internet. We have more in tonight's report from Farm TV.
On March 30th of 2012, the Southern Alberta Art Gallery in Lethbridge was the location for a short film premiere and reception. The event was organized by the Alberta Riparian Habitat Management Society, also known as Cows and Fish. We spoke with Executive Director Noreen Ambrose about the event.
The Real Beef Digital Story Premiere was a way to share some of the stewardship messages that folks have shared with us and get that message out about how important ranchers and farmers are to maintaining the landscape and why they do that, why they do care for the landscape that they manage.
Digital storytelling is the art of using digital media to craft, record, share, and value the stories of individuals and communities in ways that improve all our lives.
One of the key elements of a good digital story is it is very much personal. Not only telling something from your own perspective, but sharing your emotional connection. And these stories that are about ranchers enhancing Alberta landscapes are very much about their personal commitment to be involved. And that's very, almost always interwoven with their family history, their connectedness to the land, and their feeling of responsibility to leave it for their children and grandchildren. Our stories are all on our website under our digital story section, and that's cowsandfish.org.
Look for more information about Cows and Fish digital stories in the future on Farm.tv.
Farm TV is brought to you by DA Building Systems.
Thank you, Mike LeBlanc. Well, the markets responded well to the news that the Bank of Canada is maintaining its target for the overnight rate at 1%. Take a look.